What's going on, you guys? My name is Morgan and welcome back to another video. So with as many dogs as I have to manage my time very, very severely. So we're going to talk about how I manage my time as a dog mom to get the most out of my days. So I'm going to move this light a little bit because it's making my eyes hurt. So some days are longer than others. Today I did ivermectin treatment on all of my dogs, which can take some time. Actually, the only dog I did not do, some of the dogs I didn't do it on would be Moon Dancer because she is nursing. Athena because she's nursing. I didn't do it on JJ because she's pregnant, or Rue because she's pregnant. I didn't do it on Aurora, Dreamfire, or Rhaenyra because they're all in heat. I did not do it on Isabel or Shadow until they get their vet checks. Not the ivermectin injection, which is heartworm injection. As a dachshund breeder or someone who has multiple dogs, the ivermectin injection is actually cheaper than doing the HeartGuard or any of the heartworm medications, but the ivermectin is the same thing. Ivermectin is an ingredient in HeartGuard and things like that, but I feel better doing the ivermectin injection. I didn't do Aylin because she's still too young, or Dottie, or I don't think I named Mocha's girl yet, but I didn't do them because they are all still too young. They are in the house at the moment, but they are still puppies. But Shadow and Isabel had a vet appointment, so I'm going to do a routine heartworm test on them that'll last a year, and then start them on the ivermectin injection as soon as we get home and get the okay from the vet. But managing time as a dog mom with this many dogs, or as a dog owner, as a dog breeder, it takes a lot. So you kind of have to plan out your schedule enough that you know what you're doing every day. Today was one of my busier days because we did the ivermectin injection. And then we started nail day, which nail day takes a couple days because a lot of the dogs, while they're good with nails, you have some like Duke. I didn't even get to do the ivermectin injection on Duke because he got very, very, I wouldn't say aggressive. He did get bitey, and Duke has not been handled very properly, and he's almost 8 years old because so that causes a problem compared to Whiskey, who didn't care. He came from a breeder. Same breeder as Duke, but he came from a breeder that I know who raised him incredibly well. Or Ruby, who's almost 8 as well, but Ruby did very, very well with her ivermectin injection. So, and then we do nail day, which we started nail day. I got through a quarter of the dogs, and then I will continue tomorrow to do more nails. For the most part, we keep up with the nails, and the nails need to be trimmed every maybe 2 or 3 months because all the running and walking they do, it does help their nails file down. But sometimes some of the dogs do need to be cut more, especially the mamas have to be cut more because they are on like pen rest for the most part for about 2 months with the puppies being raised, but so they don't get to run back and forth outside. And while they do go outside, they don't get to spend as much time outside as they usually would. But I really have to manage my time with all the dogs. So at a certain time, I get up about 7:30. I have some days where I don't feel good. I get up at 8, which I know that's a big deal for me. I don't get to sleep until very late anymore with all the dogs. I used to get to sleep until about 9 or 10, but for some reason that stopped. I don't really know why. I think it was because I was staying up pretty late with the dogs, and now I go to bed about 9 or 10, depending on how the weather is and what I'm doing and the dogs. I do have some nights where I get to go to bed at 9. Some I have to go to bed at 10, especially depending on how late he works. But I do have to manage my time wisely with all the dogs, especially depending on the day. We start laundry really early because some days I will be a lot busier than others. I'll go spend like 4 or 5 hours at the vet. So especially on those days, I have to manage my time wisely and get everything I get done before or after that, depending on what needs to be done. So we went to the vet. I took Heimdall and Russ to the vet. Spent about 5 hours at the vet because we didn't have an appointment, and I didn't get to do much that day. So I had to balance my laundry out into the night and into the next day and get started on laundry very, very early. I didn't get a lot done. I was here till about 9 or 10. I think it was about 9:30, taking care of all the dogs, getting everything settled, cleaning the puppy pens. Got up about 7, and then I stayed up late to try to get all their energy out. So you kind of have to really manage and predict what you have going on. You do get emergencies sometimes, but I do have to kind of manage my time wisely and predict what my day is going to be like. Most days they're pretty simple. Today, the ivermectin injection, I hadn't planned on it because it wasn't due just yet, but It wasn't due till tomorrow, but I decided, a day early isn't going to hurt. And who knows with what's going on with my mother-in-law, how my day's going to go. So I just went ahead and did it a day early. And then that's another thing, family. I personally don't have much to do with my family. I don't spend a lot of time with my family compared to my husband, who kind of takes, I would say kind of, we do take care of his mom that's 70, but she is in a facility because she has dementia, but because she has the flu, pneumonia, MRSA staph. She has a bad UTI. Oh my gosh, multiple different infections. So I had to balance very severely today. They were trying to put in a PICC line, couldn't put in a PICC line, so she's supposed to be transferred tonight. But it's 8:24 and most likely will be transferred tomorrow. So because of this, I had to balance what I'm doing today with what I'm doing tomorrow, just in case I can't. I also have a puppy meet and greet tomorrow. So again, I have to balance my time very, very severely. Saturday, and Sunday, I have puppies going home. Luckily, it's only 2, so I don't have to balance my time as much, but I do need to be prepared. But then after this week, I have multiple puppies going home, so I have to balance my time very, very wisely, because this could take up to 2 or 3 hours, depending on how the meet and greet or how the go home schedule works with people getting there on time. I took 10 minutes each family with the 2 puppies I just had go home. So I was up there for 20 minutes, and then I had another 10-minute meeting with another family. So, I had to balance my time very, very wisely. And then I have days where we have dog shows and sporting events like Fast Cat or Barn Hunt. So those days are probably the hardest on me, because I do have to balance my time with the dogs. I can't just say, hey, I got this going on, and not let them run around and do things. I have to manage the time of when I have to be there, with what time I get up and start taking care of the dogs, and all I get done, and having them have time to play and run around. So time management takes a big effect when you have a lot of dogs or you're breeding dogs. It goes into taking care of the dogs. It goes into what events you have to do. Taking care of yourself even. I was used to be really, really bad about taking care of myself. I finally got into the swing of things of taking care of myself. Once everything gets settled here, I'm about to go get my hair done, because I haven't done my hair in a very long time. I'm gonna go get the tips dyed like I had in the past. Managing my time with going shopping for the dogs, holidays, which I don't get a holiday, but like Christmas and Thanksgiving. But I mean vacations. I don't get a lot of vacations. I'm actually buying a travel trailer to take all the dogs to the beach, so we'll see how that goes, and get a dog sitter for some of them. So we're probably going to split them up and take half, and then leave half with the dog sitters, multiple dog sitters, so I don't have a bunch of multiple dog sitters. So I mean, it can be very, very rough trying to manage your time with this many dogs. But for the most part, I do make a schedule of what all I have to get done. And while I don't follow a timeline exactly of doing these things, I do have a timeline of getting up and going to bed. Because if I keep them on a schedule, it's a lot better. So I get up between 7 and 7:30, sometimes 8. Take care of them. I come and put them in the kennel so they are relaxed in here. They stay out and sleep, but I put them in the kennel in the morning so they stay relaxed, and I can clean the shed easier. And then I take care of the nursery dogs, changing pads, cleaning in there, water, feed, whatever needs to be done. And then I come in here, feed, change the pads, mop, sweep, move the kennels, do whatever I need to do in here, feed them, put new pads down. Then I let them outside after so long so they can run around and play and do whatever they want to do. It's about to get super duper cold, so we're going to be spending more time inside because it's going to be so cold, and the bird flu is going around, so I have to be very, very careful. But I do have some younger dogs like Isabel and Shadow that I have to be careful with so they don't get a respiratory infection, because that's also going around. Russ had a respiratory infection, so I have to be very, very careful. And then I have dogs like Rue, who's in my lap, and JJ, who are pregnant, and I don't need them getting a respiratory infection. Speaking of Rue, say hi, Beanie Weenie. Say I was asleep. Why are you interrupting? I didn't want to do this. I just want to go back to sleep. She's the biggest mess I have ever met. I love her very... Oh, okay. And you had an eye booger? I was trying to get the eye... What did I do? You had an eye booger. Oh, okay. But also spending time with the dogs. So having dogs means spending a lot of time with them, not just doing what you need to do every day. You guys just spend time with them. You get to smile. No. Does that feel good? You get to You get a smile on your face. So you also have to spend time with them, which includes Miss Ruru, Miss Beanpole, spending time with Rue and the other doggies. Yeah, the other weenie weenies. The other beanie weenies. Yeah, no, but this is the beanie weenie. Yeah, but the other weenies need to spend time with them too. So, I mean, a lot goes into it. Managing, you just got to manage your time wisely, and it can be complicated. There's some days where everything you have planned doesn't go to plan. I mean, and when you have days like that, you just got to hope you can catch up. So, I mean, it can be challenging if you have a lot of dogs or you're hoping to breed dogs or you're hoping to have a lot of dogs. Figure out how you're going to do things. Make a schedule if you have to. Because dogs do better on a schedule than not on a schedule. So we have our schedule and it goes always pretty well. If I'm a little bit late, they ain't so mad at me. But my life revolves around the dogs and then the videos and whatever else I do. I try not to do halfway. I do full on. I go full tilt on this stuff. But anyways, that's how I manage my time with all these dogs. I will have time management tips, tricks, hacks, and things like that in future videos. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. And as usual, you guys, Rue and I will see you guys next time in the next video. And I will be introducing you guys to some of the dogs, which includes Isabel. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys later.